Viktor.
Hi.
How are you today?
It's a very difficult question, that. Oh, it's a very difficult answer for this question.
Okay, I'll try again. How are you now?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving an agreement for this interview. And I'm very happy to ask you all these questions. So many questions that people have. Before to meet you, I asked all my friends what they would ask to a Breatharian. Many of them was very skeptical. They didn't really believe in the possibility of being a Breatharian. Actually, at this moment, I discover how skeptical I was before I met you. When my friend told me that there is a guy, a Viktor, and he's Breatharian, and probably you will be interested to meet him, I was not really considering it serious. It's not like I didn't believe that Breatharians exist, but more I was doubting that it is as easy as that to meet someone who lives such a lifestyle. So after we started to communicate and speak about our meeting, and it was very easy to communicate with, and I was able to feel the energy you have, like so calm.
You don't look like someone who is looking for fame or he wants to reach some goal. So for me, your agreement to give this interview is completely an expression of your goodwill to humans. And I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much.
Me too. Thank you.
And the first two are my favorite questions. Okay. So, who are you?
I don't know. For some people, sometimes it's very difficult express that really they don't know something. For me, it's so easy. I don't know. But in some way, really, I know that I'm part of the universe expression through this body, and I am not putting a lot of question in the expression of the universe. So I prefer to say I don't know who I am, but yes, come from this space.
Thank you. And the next question, you would like it too. What are you doing here?
So it's in relation with the first question, I think. But anyway, yes. If I'm here in some way, it's because I choose again come to this planet for discover and come more and more inside in the body sensation, because you know we are spiritual if we have a physical body. If not, we are not spiritual. So I think that in some way I'm here for have some another another moment in my spirituality, something that I couldn't develop in my last life, or for develop in different way. So I'm here for that, really. Yeah, for explore myself in different way. Yeah, because really I'm very clear with that. So if I can discover myself in many different ways of my life, in natural way also I can know how is everyone that around me, and in this way the spirituality is in different form, because for some reason we are together in this moment, you know. Because there is some spiritual way that create a union between us, and everything what we are making in this planet is for to be together. So, and this apparent interview is nothing really, because what happened behind that is the most important. So that is for our union in some way. Yeah.
Thank you. You are known as a Breatharian. And what is actually Breatharianism for you?
For me, to be in pranic way is to be in not separation with everything. And how you know to be in not separation is a space where doesn't exist the connection, because of course the connection is separation and we are not separate of something. And for me the pranic state is to be in not separation, is something so beautiful, because when we can feel in not separation, you can see the eyes of everyone, and it's like you know to these people from always. You don't need to do nothing for show yourself with them, only with a look, you know. And that is what happened. My sensation was the pranic way. I'm all the time meeting every day a lot of people, and only a look and I know with who I am.
So it's a way to make a very fast connection for you.
Yes, it is. It is.
They say that breatharians, they don't eat anything. But watching you, I discovered that looks like you're eating a lot. I mean, when we say eating, we mean we put something inside and something comes outside. And how do you think, what are you eating? Is it prana or sunlight or cosmic energy or love or human relations, or what is this?
So the human being have the capacity for simplify many different things. And for example, when we are speaking about food, in the moment we are speaking about nutrition, about vitamin, about many different things. So in some way, in some part of my mind, these words and this intention words disappear, or in some way it's like I can discriminate that. But you know, discriminate is not something bad. Nothing is better or not. When you have the capacity for discriminate something, it's because really you integrate everything. When you have the possibility for integrate everything, you can know what is better for you. And when you choose something, it's because you are discriminate a lot of many different things. So I discriminate now what is the food, the nutrition, the vitamin. So if doesn't exist that for me, the question have not a space between us, you know.
So you consider that you are not really eating anything, even if it's not a physical thing?
Yeah, so the breatharian state, when you are in breatharian state, for consequence of many different things, doesn't need food and doesn't need water or liquid. So to be in breatharian state is to be in dry days. Dry days is when you are not eating and where you are not drinking. But that is consequence, and that is a work that it's coming in many different life, in my long life. For this reason, in this time, it is not something that I was looking for make. It was coming in natural way in my life since my 4 years old. So for this reason, I'm living in this way, in the form more simple and with a lot of clarity. And yeah, for me, really to be in breatharian state is to be in love with everything. But what is really to be in love with everything? No, I always speak about the same. What is the love? Because the love in this time have many different or people is using love for many different things, but love for me is where we are putting our attention, where we are putting all our energy. So the breatharian state for me is this type of love, because everything what I'm making is where I'm putting my energy, and all my attention is there, and I'm so happy in many different situations all the time, because I'm in love, and because that is part of my nutrition.
Thank you. So you said that it happened to you that you became a breatharian. So it was not a decision, okay, I want to become a breatharian
Of
and
course.
I will go for this goal and I will reach this goal. It just happened here.
Yes.
You discovered yourself being a breatharian, right?
I think that also is to be breatharian is not what you want to be, because around me always is coming a lot of people that want to be breatharian, but breatharian is not what you want. Breatharianism is in some way a gift of the universe, and in some way also the pranic state is not what you ego want for you. It's something different. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you tell briefly about the transformation period happened to you? When it started and how long it took, and what was the most important stages of it?
Yes. How I told you, in my 4 years old appears again this sensation in a body. In this life, but after that, of course, I was eating and drinking, and sometimes not, and sometimes yes. But since 10 years ago, this sensation, it was opening in different way. And in this last time, I was many different things together. I was working a lot. Was many different concerts because I was violinist. I have my student. I was sharing class in different conservatory of Buenos Aires. And was a lot of stress, and I have not time for rest, for to be quiet, a lot of nervous. And in some way, all this pressure take me and create something very different, new in me. Until my 3 years old, I was autist. And you know, when you are autist, is like you can hear what happened outside. We can see, we can communicate, we cannot speak with nobody, with your mother, with your brother, with your sister, you are like in a space in this way. But when you go out of this space, you take a lot of information in the moment, because your body needs that certainly. So I have a little of experience with that, and what happened after is like, okay, it's like in some moment you can remember all the history or memories of your past life, but when you can remember that, disappear knowledge, but appear wisdom. And that is overall what is happened since 10 years ago in my life, with this pressure of the society, with my work and many different things. And this pressure created me again like autism, and I was so close.
You said you had a depression.
Pressure, not depression. Anyway, depression is something good for the human being, but that is another things, I think. But so for this reason, with this oppression of the society for the work and many different things, I was taking the decision for go to live in the mountain. In this time already, I was only drinking juices and tea and water. I was not consume solid food. So I was 1 year living in the mountain, in a place in Córdoba, Capilla del Monte. This space is so beautiful place. And in the beginning I was drinking many different type of fruit juice, many different mix, but after some months the body started to tell me, Viktor, not more sugar, because the fruit juices have a lot of sugars. And I started to drink vegetable juices after couple of months after the fruit juice. And for a couple of months I was with these vegetable juices. It was more earth sensation, and after body told me, not more earth in your juices, in your liquids. And I started to drink only tea. For a lot of months I was drinking many different type of tea, and I was taking, you know, different herbs of the mountain, and it was making in the hot water for make tea, and it was a very nice experience for me that. And after that the body told me, not more taste, And in this way, so I was drinking only water for the last 2 months of this past years, 10 years ago, you know. After water, the body told me, the air is for you. And I stop with the water, and when I start to have interaction with the air, communication with the air, I was feeling that air is not only air, if not, of course, overall is water. And when I'm breathing, it's not only air, if not, it's a lot of water in the same time. So that is part of my communication with the universe, or the universe wants to communicate with myself in this way. Yeah.
Thank you. During this transformation period, were you feeling some basic human emotions, like you were scared because you didn't know what's going on with you, or you didn't know the future, or maybe some pains in the body, any kind of negative, let's say negative emotions?
You know, in the universe doesn't exist the negative or the positive. So in this body appear this sensation overall when we are cover up emotions. So in some way I have emotion, but I don't need to cover up the emotion. So in this way it's so easy
So you can feel
to be friends with that.
You can feel scared, but it doesn't bother you.
In this last time, I don't feel fear. I don't know how express this sensation in me, because I can see your eyes. If I can see your eyes, it's because before really I saw my eyes, my internal eyes. So in some way, if you have a not separation with yourself, there is not something about what you can be afraid, you know. So for this reason only is that I don't feel these sensations in this time. Yeah, thank you.
Many people was asking me, how do you feel being in the big city? Or do you ever experience subway or a big crowd, and how does it feel for you to be in the crowded area?
So, you know, I'm traveling around the world all the time, nearly. And but when I go into some country, always is in the countryside. So I'm only one day in the city because it's consequence of my travel. Go to the airport, the flight, arrive to the place, and after until the countryside. But that is happened one time in every travel, you know. So for me, I love the nature. Always I was living next to the river, and like now also, and I enjoy a lot in this way. The sound of the water for me is so important. But for me it's in some way exactly the same to be in the city or to be here. But I prefer the countryside, the forest, the mountain, the river. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Not affect me.
I've seen that you don't really like the direct sunlight. Are you a vampire?
I don't think so. But what happened is, you know, I was using glasses a lot of years ago, and in some moment of my life, the neuronal and cells state activate what I call the neuronal reprogrammation and the retroalimentation, the cells retroalimentation. What that it was activating in my body, many different things started to change in my body. I have my third dentition, and the doctors, the oculists told me that I don't need more use glasses, and many different things more. But what happened is that now I'm very sensitive with light. Yeah, and for this reason I always in these ways with sunglasses. Yeah, but I'm not a vampire.
Good, thank you. Also, people are curious about the state of your health.
You are actually a very strong person. You are not a thin guy who is, I don't know, laying all the day and not doing anything. You have a very a great body. You was lifting me and all these men, carrying us around the hall and dancing for 3 hours or maybe more, and you was not tired at any second. This was very important for me to see that you can live a life of anyone, like any human. That to be a Breatharian doesn't require you to stay in some quiet place, not seeing anyone, or sitting in the cave in Himalayas or something like this. That you can live if you want. It's just your choice to be who you are.
And what is the state of your health right now?
My state about?
The state of your health. Do you consider yourself as a healthy person? Because, I'll tell you why the question.
Yeah.
Because they think, because you don't eat food and you don't drink liquid, you must be a very weak person who is maybe just lying down the whole day on the floor and doing nothing.
Yeah, I understand.
So they're curious how healthy you are to really live the life of a human being.
So, you know, energy is infinite and eternal. And if I'm a consequence of the universe, I'm in some way. So why I will be sick? Yeah.
You are healthy.
I'm feeling always with a lot of energy, but if I feel when you are a lot of energy, and if you have a lot of energy, it's not because you need to do a lot of things. I have a lot of energy, but I know that I don't need to do nothing. So I prefer to be quiet and with a lot of energy. Why not?
Does it happen at any time that you feel sick? Like running
I don't feel sick.
Or headache, nothing like that?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cool.
It is, yeah.
Before you became a Breatharian, had you any chronic disease? Like you mentioned the bad eyes that you had? Maybe something else that changed when you became a Breatharian?
Many different things, but I don't want to really speak about that. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very well about everything what happened before, and this retroalimentation, cells retroalimentation recreate my body, because also I have many different attacks around the world, and also I have many different accidents, very strong, and I'm yet alive, but I don't need to show that.
Yeah. You said that
but you know about that.
Yeah. You said that 4 years ago you had an accident. he was doing paragliding and you crashed down from 200 meters.
Yeah.
And you are alive.
Yeah, that is enough, you know. And it's a miracle for the doctors. But it's a miracle when you can see really what is happening in yourself, because to be alive is a miracle, you know. And our body is fantastic what is happening in this moment in our body.
It looks like to be healthy and to be alive require a lot of trust.
Yeah.
So you trust yourself to be healthy and alive, so everything goes well.
And trust, I think, is not belief. Trust is not hopes, because, you know, hopes is lose your time, because it's something that doesn't exist. But the other way is feel overall not to be present, because to be present is to be in time, and to be in time is a limit, and universe, if it is not working in this way. But to be in presence is permit that something coming through our body, is God in our body. To be in presence is not time, is not limit. And I'm speaking always about this space. That belongs to us. Yeah. You are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. How do you feel about your digestive system? Is it sleeping? Is it active? Is there anything going on there?
So, if I'm alive, it's because every organ is working. Nothing is sleeping in myself, in my being, in my soul, and in my body, and in our big mind, in this body. So everything is working a lot, but in different way. But really, I am never thinking about these things. Yeah, but I can feel my organs working all the time. A lot of sounds, a lot of movement. I can feel the circulation of my blood in different way, more fluid than before, and I can feel my palpitations also anytime, and how the heart is working and distribute all the blood in many different ways. And it's amazing how it's working my work in this time. And overall I think, I don't know if, I think that maybe it's working in the same time like before, but now I have some another space for here my body, because for sure in some way your organs also is working in the same way like in me, in some way, you know. But I can hear my body, and I perceive that like the 8th energy in all the body, and never finish that. For this reason, the retroalimentation and the reconstruction of the body is nearly permanent. For this reason, we are not able for to be sick in some way, because where we are putting our attention, our energy, our love, is also where we are putting our happinesses. And of course, happinesses is not to be with a big smile all the time. For me, happiness is something completely serious. And yeah.
A couple of days ago, I've been to a contact improvisation evening with you, and I've seen you dancing very, very actively. You didn't look like someone who is out of power at all. But still, everyone are interested if you can make active sports like going to the gym or running or trekking or surfing, doing extreme sports. Are you doing something?
I can make what I want, really. And I can make really what I want because I am not here in some way, some another persons. Because if it's for that, for example, after my accident, doctors told me you will be invalid all your life. So if I put attention to that, if I give all my energy to this situation, I will be, of course, invalid now. So I can listen myself all the time, and I know that I can make everything. So, but really, I'm not making. I'm so quiet, really. A couple of days ago in this jam, it's not usual for me to make that, but it was a special day because it was many friends in the same place, and we were sharing a jam, contact improvisation jam, and it was so beautiful that. But about that is what I'm speaking about, the happinesses. Happinesses is so serious, and it's so very serious for me that I was dancing again.
You love to dance.
I love, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you stopped to eat and drink, you started to have a lot of time during the day because you don't need to
Yes.
waste it for looking for food, working to buy it, and preparing it, and then going to the toilet and making dishes. You have plenty of time now.
A lot of time.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Nothing. You know, I'm retreat, finish a retreat inside in another, and in this way around the world. I'm all the time sharing with people my silence, and that is part of about what I'm making. Silence, I think that people in this time need a little of this silence, because in some way in the silence there is the perfection, and through the word, through what we are making, we want to find the perfection, and will be not possible in this way. In this way, of course, we can find the excellence because we are excellent, but we cannot find the perfection because we are not perfect. But in the silence, if we are not perfect, we can know what is the perfection. And I love this type of knowledge of the universe is given us through the silence. So I am in silence normally, usually.
But at the same time, I know that you are learning a lot of languages.
Yeah,
Why?
I love that, because also in some way, for me it's very important maintain my mind like baby mind, because I know that in some way I know everything, but in some another way I don't know nothing. And that is the best space in the day for me. Remember that I'm like a baby, and that every day I can learn something different. And you know, I'm with my books. Every book that I have is for children. Korean language, Russian language, French language. I have children books, and I love that. Learn every word, think about that. That create a lot of smiles in the day, and I spend I'm all the time nearly alone, really, in my home, and I love that. But I enjoy that, enjoy this silence where I can learn again.
You can say something in Russian?
Конечно.
У тебя очень красивая улыбка.
Я хочу. Oh, it is coming a lot of words in my mind. Very, you know, I don't know who put this word still
A tray.
in the grammar.
Okay, thank you.
But it's very. I love really the Russian language. It's very nice music, and it's my attraction because in some way my ears is so. I was developing my ears for the music, and I can perceive music in everything, and overall in the language. And Russian language is so incredible and amazing for me.
And do you listen any music? Like an actual music?
Overall classic,
Classic.
because it's part of my formation. But regarding that, it's because of course I was making many concerts about classic music. But now what happened is that I can enjoy more the music. I don't play more music, but I can enjoy in different way. And yeah.
You are meditating a lot. Is it? Is it true?
It depends what is meditation for you, because it's very interesting if we can speak about the same. Of course, meditation for me is not sit down and to be 40 minutes in silence, because after this 40 minutes in silence there is 23 hours and 20 minutes more in the day. So for me, meditation is, with the meditation is coming through me, and with I don't need to do something for meditate. I think that the meditation is coming through me all the time, and in this way doesn't exist start and end.
So you are meditating right now?
I think that the meditation is through me all the time. Yes.
Do you have any physical routine for your body?
What?
Like exercises, yoga, or push-ups?
Yes.
Running? Anything that you are doing daily?
Yes, but it's very personal. But yes.
You have?
Yes.
You don't want to tell what it is?
No.
Okay.
Because sometimes people want to copy many different things. It's good, but my experience doesn't work in nobody. And I want to everyone discover that their own experience, we are in this life for that. Yeah, that's not for some another reason. Yeah, with all my love I say that, you know.
As you know, I'm a sex coach, so I research a lot about human sexuality. And of course I had a lot of questions about how does it work in your body, because even if it works, as you say, pretty much by the same way as body of everyone, still it works very different. So what are the desires of a Breatharian, or do they really need or want to have sex? Are they still humans in that way? All those questions I want to ask you.
Do you feel any desire, or are you making sex, or how you call it?
So I think that I'm here for a human being experience, and all my sense is open for that. And for me, sexuality is not only the union between two bodies, you know. For me, everything is sexual. Everything what happens is sexual in this planet, between the people and between what we are making. Everything what we are making is for take the attention of somebody that we want in some way. So that is completely sexual. And that have a lot of consequence, of course, in my body. And for me, the sexuality is the love, to make love. And always I'm so very open for make love when I discover some being so beautiful for share that. Because of course I cannot make that with everyone. It's not possible for me, because if I cannot feel love for share myself with somebody, nothing happen. But I have beautiful experience through make the love, because is where all energy can express myself and my soul through this body. And when I'm making love, I'm like a child. And yeah, thank you for asking about that. It's so important that sexuality lovely in my life and is present. Yes, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's depend the country, depend the culture, but in some way, some people is divine what is the sexuality, the love, the spirituality, the blah 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 blah, and I'm not feeling in this way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A very practical question. Do you ejaculate?
No.
And do you feel orgasm?
Yes. So about ejaculate, I think that it is happening if I want, and overall if my partner really want that. Because when I'm making love, it's not only what I'm feeling. So when I'm making love, I'm sharing all my life really with some another being. It's not only what happened in a situation, if not, is sharing what happened in all my memories with this person in some way. It's a lot of information that we are sharing in the same moment. So it's not only what happened in me or what is my desire, if not what is what desire the other person. So if my friend is waiting for that, we will make the possible for that, because I want to, she will be so happy also with that. But in natural way, it's not my manner, because I don't need to finish nothing. Yes.
Is there any difference between how you make love right now when you're a breatharian and how you did it before when you was not yet a breatharian?
Completely different, of course.
What is this difference?
It's because I can hear more to my partner. And before, it's not for comparate, but I was so egoist. I was only waiting for my pleasure. Yeah, but now it's so pure and so innocent. I love this space in my life. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Some people, they don't believe that being a breatharian is possible. They deny the possibility of it. They say that we need improvement, let's call the doctors, let's make some tests, let's make an experiment, let's put the breatharian in the box for 100 days and see what happens with him. Do you have anything to say to those people?
So, doctors and science, it was making me many different tests, and was a lot of surprise for the doctors and science, and physically, about my physical, they can't say anything because they don't know about that, really.
They don't know how does it work to be a breatharian.
Yeah, but they have many surprise with me over all the machines, because sometimes the machines doesn't work with me, because machine is ready and creating for people that is eating and drinking, not for breatharian. For this reason, sometimes machine doesn't work with me. But for the people that doesn't believe in that, I have nothing for them. Then I'm also, I'm not speaking about breatharianism with the people. My function in this moment is the Babaji state silence, the Babaji that is happens through my body in this time. But I'm not speaking about breatharianism, and I don't need to convince to know somebody about that. So everyone can feel and think about what they want over that. Yes. Because you know, if not, the attention is going to some place where it's not my reality. My reality is something different in this way. Over that, people that is around me is not because they believe in me about something. It's because they believe in them. If you cannot believe in somebody about some specific space, it's because you cannot believe in you. And I cannot teach you how to believe in you. So that is your experience in your life. Yeah. The most important for me in this time is the Babaji state in my body, and perceive myself in this way, and myself is all what I have, and that is the most important for me. Everything around that is consequence.
I have a couple of serious questions for you.
Before it was not serious.
No, it was a joke. What is life? What is the sense of life? Let's say like this. Why we're here? Why it's going on?
I don't know.
What do you think? Do you have a mission? Being as you are in this life for you, for example. We can say that Jesus had the mission to show to the whole world that it is possible to love so much that you can even love your enemies and someone who is torturing you. And some other people was showing some important things to humanity. How do you think, do you have any mission like this?
I think that the possible apparent mission will appear when I will be not more here, because the people can appreciate somebody when they are not more here. And you know, I don't know, when Van Gogh it was alive painting, nobody gave to him 2 rupees, but when they go into the eternity, they painter now is millions of dollars. It's an example. With Jesus also, when he was alive, he didn't want share what the people it was creating after he was dead, you know. People is creating a lot of many different things and histories, but Jesus is more that what they tell about him, and it's an amazing and beautiful consciousness. And about mission, I think that if there is a mission, people will see when I will be not more here. But now I'm alive. I don't believe in a mission in my life, but of course I have a function. And my function in this moment is the Babaji silence. So mission is a consequence of our function, and we will see later what happened with that. But for me it is not so important, because my attention, it is not in a result, because I don't need to arrive to some place. Yeah.
It appears so clear for me that it's all about the choices we make and our ability to listen to the body, to what our soul is telling us, maybe, to the choice to be in love all the time. This is maybe the most scary choice that appear in front of humans when if they question themselves. Do I allow myself to love all the time, or it's too scary for me? Because to be in love like this is a very brave thing for someone who have a fear.
I have the last question for you.
Oh, that is terrible.
We can still speak about some stuff. How do you think, what is love?
Yeah.
What is love?
Yes.
Baby, don't hurt me.
You have a very nice voice.
No more.
So, you know, we were speaking about not separation, but what is not separation? The not separation is a space where you can't see anything, where you cannot speak because you are everything. You are not one thing. You are not separation. There is not emotion. Sorry, I cannot answer this question. Maybe behind camera, only for you.
So, thank you very much for giving this interview for me. It was a pleasure to speak to you. And thank you. I'm so happy to know you.
Thank you very much for your time and your question and your love and your smile. You are so special for me. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you.